that was actually beyond our control here in the come box.
Here is Ali Mohammed driven again, and that's a good-looking shot from Zach McCaskie, and it's slowed down to the boundary. Harpy Eagles are batting and just trying to figure out what is really the issue. He does have a long run-up. That's a beautiful shot, just length on it, all timing, and it's going to run very, very close to the boundary, into the boundary now for 4. And you've got to integrate the youth in. And that one's punched away beautifully into the boundary for 4. Zachary McCaskie, you beauty.
Edging here, looking for the drive on the front foot.
And usually the problem with fast bowlers bowling no balls is that it's not necessarily your run-up, and that's going to run into the boundary quickly for 4. Beautiful shot from Jonathan Drakes. He picks up his first boundary. We'll see him again before the end of this session. This might be his last. And that's a good delivery. Well, he's been really unlucky in this over, Niall Smith. That one taking the outside edge. May not have carried a lot of cricket for Guyana. In the air, that is going to go. Is it going to go all the way? Yes, it is. 6 more. And the first 6 of today's proceedings. Zachary McCaskie continues to put on a show here.
Yes, and nothing is wrong with that shot. In fact, everything was good about it. You don't play names. Veerasamy Permaul, yes, he's a legend in regional cricket, but that was tossed up nicely right into the slot that he wanted, and he just went down on that one knee and swatted it over wide mid-wicket. Great shot, the first maximum.
Looking for a big shot is Zachary McCaskie. Just finds the gap, and the time is good enough. He's going to get a boundary.
Yeah, well, didn't hit it as well as he wanted it. Was looking to hit it a little straighter, but in the end, the result was what he wanted, 4 runs. But Permaul wouldn't mind that. He played across the line, 8 runs away from what would be his 7th first-class century, a half century, if he's still there. Permaul trying his best to dismiss him, but that's a good shot. Slug swept. The ball was there to be swept, and we saw in Pakistan the reverse sweep and the sweep were the basic weapons that the batters used to counter the spinners. Permaul continues, slow delivery, and a good single. Good, excellent running between the wicket. Good communication, and Savory just appeals for the sake of appealing. Enthusiasm in that appeal.
And that single will bring McCaskie his half century. Yeah. And it will tick over now on the graphic. Just awaiting the umpire to shake his head and say no, not out. So good going by Zachary McCaskie, and he's done it in 58 balls, 6 fours and a 6. Yeah, so quite the quick time.
Yeah, the only 6 so far for today.
And of course the innings run rate at just under 4.5 to the over.
Be resurfaced, even the practice venues.
And so much talk caressed through the covers. And that will be a boundary here to Jonathan Drakes.
And 4 overs, none for 25. Not the start that he would have liked, but McCaskie has come out a bit out of character from the lunch break. And that one is hit away. Looknauth got a hand to it. In fact, it's Ali Mohammed. And it still was not able to be cut off. It goes into the boundary for 4. First runs of the session.
Yes, it hung a little bit in the air there, but got it away. Might have gotten the fingers Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, and the ball sped away for 4.
Well, that's a good shot. It's just picked up and hit into the stands. 6 runs for Zachary McCaskie. And this is second 6 of the innings. Look at that again.
That was a fine shot. Just stepping a little bit onto the back foot. The balance was beautiful, and he delivered. Great shot over the top of a wide long on. That's a fantastic shot. Well played. Jill Duguid. Yes.
Through the covers, and in fact, it's hit so well that it's gone into the boundary for 4.
Well, this ground is very, very fast indeed. Didn't look for too much of a power, just a little whip of the wrist, and he bisected the wide long off and the cover and got the boundary. Good looking shot here by Jonathan Drakes. Yes, and you're right.
Edging, and he's gone. That's it. Zachary McCaskie playing at one that he really should have left. And Ronaldo Ali Mohammed got him into play that stroke. He picks up his second wicket. McCaskie goes, and the Harpy Eagles shank.
Yes, do we know our cricket? We were just talking about he need to pull back. That length a little, he was too full. Well, he pulled it back, got good services from the pitch. It made some height, and some or the other, McCaskie was not able to take the bat off it. The edge found the catch taken, and the Harpy Eagles, they have gotten the early breakthrough just after the lunch session.
70 and 80, and when he started scoring hundreds.
That's right.
That's when he started getting the attention from the selectors, as this one is flicked into the leg side and it's going to run into the boundary for 4. A big vacant area there, and Jonathan Drakes is not going to let that one go.
Yes, he strayed on the middle and the leg stump and put away nicely by Jonathan Drakes through mid-wicket all along the ground as well. So another good-looking shot.
Scorer himself probably trying to find out. So I went to the Atlas of cricket here in Guyana, Mr. Divas. Loud appeal, and he's gone! He's not happy. We'll have a look at that again. Looknauth strikes for Guyana. It's 137 for 4.
Usually when a batter is not happy, it's probably because he gotten an edge.
We really can't tell for sure, but to me, that was a bit, the bat was a bit.
This one is played in the air over the man at mid-off, and it will cannon into the boundary rope. 4 runs here to Jonathan Drakes as he creeps closer and closer to a first-class half-century.
Look at that. Back live.
Lovely looking shot there from Jonathan Drakes. It will bring him his half-century. Just leaning back and cutting away through that third man region. 51 now, not out, is Jonathan Drakes.
Yep, the wondrous batsman.
Work for sports in general, cricket in particular. Nice shot. Bisected the gap between extra cover and long off, and it went hustling down to the boundary for 4. So nice flowing drive, as Adams maybe just bowling a little too full on that occasion.
Yes, and give credit to Jonathan Drakes. Just opened the feet apart a little and stroked it beautifully to the right of the extra cover. Long off had no chance. Great timing, perfect placement, and the young man continues to look good.
Yes, Jonathan Drakes, 30 years old, a little bit on the older side for the lovely shot. That's hit pugnaciously down the ground, and would it have enough to take it to the boundary? It does. That's hit as straight as an arrow.
Yes, on the own side of the pitch this time. So which tells the story that his judgment of the length and line of Anthony Adams is perfect. He played that yet again all along the ground, not really with one of those vertical bats. Came across the line a little, but made the connection. Brilliant shot.
Got his 50.
Wow, that's beaten everything. Beaten the keeper as well. Gone behind him, and is going to run pretty close towards the boundary.
Yeah.
Very important that you give that ball that tweak,
And
that
when you bowl
trajectory.
it slower, it spins more.
Well, this is in the air. Will the catch be taken?
Yes,
He takes
it
the
is.
catch. That's Tejnarine Chandapal. He's not going to drop it. And Richard has to go through caution to the wind. Is it uncalled for at this stage? I think it is uncalled for.
Yeah, that's an irresponsible shot. But he was beaten in the flight. That ball was held back. It was slower, and he was tempted. And he went.
We see that we're having that extra cover and a wide mid-off. So
That
there's a gap.
forces you to play against the spin.
Well, that was a dangerous shot, but he connected brilliantly. Jonathan Drakes running away towards the deep backward square boundary, and that's gone away for 4. A fine shot, which suggests he's seeing the ball as a breadfruit, like they'll say in Barbados.
And he's looking to play with intent. You don't just block and block.
Back yourself. Well, this is going to happen with the proliferation of the shorter format of the game around the world. Wrapped on the pad is a shout for LBW. Gone, says the umpire. And he has to go the right-handed Jonathan Drakes. That's a big, big wicket to get at this stage. He's gone for 17 of 119. Let's watch this one. That one cut back. Had it done too much to beat the leg stump? I'm not too certain. But the umpire is the boss here. And he decided to say,
Oh, cut away nicely. That's 4. Given room. And he was backing across in a flash there, Matthew Forde.
Yeah, and what he did well to go with that is that he picked the gap. Combination of timing, balance, poise, and picking the gap.
Driving nicely. That's a brilliant shot through the offside. And the scorer marks 4.
Yeah, so a couple of boundaries coming in quick succession here. One to Forde in the last over, and now Holder nicely forward through the covers, and that boundary will bring up the 200. 201 now for 6. So crossing a Coolidge. Leeward Islands Hurricanes have progressed to 177 for 4. This one is should get a boundary here. It's running away and will be into the rope now. Nicely leaning back and just finding that gap just past the slip fielder.
Played it late, and that was deliberate. Was able to get it fine.
Driven nicely through the gap past the cover fielder, and it's going to be 4 runs to Holder.
They tread that nicely. Not a man move.
I don't think
A big partnership. Guyana, on the other hand, needs to break it.
now off
Lovely
the
shot.
back foot, lovely flowing offside drive, through extra cover, and that's gone beyond that big fat rope. That's a gorgeous looking boundary.
So 5 runs off of that ball because it was a no ball, and that was caressed off the back foot, an elegant punch. Yeah, I certainly agree with that. Slip and a forward chocolate going down. That is deliberately hit over the top, not for 6, but a couple of bounces into the boundary for 4, over the head of the bowler, and 4 glorious runs.
Well, he's a very strong boy. That was right into the slot. All he did was to step forward, got it in the meat of the bat, hit it back straight over the head of the bowler. This time, Tejan Chandapal had no chance. Lovely looking shot for a boundary.
A couple of 4s or 6s in a 4-day game, you still got the ball attacking.
That's down the track, and that's viciously hit.
Yeah.
Hit away through wide mid-off and down to the boundary for 4. This is how you're going to treat spinners.
Yeah.
You know, you want to make him look up. He looked up and he saw it was in that slot, came down the track nicely. And he's looking very comfortable against the Guyanese spinners.
And another thing I've not seen much in regional cricket, maybe with the exception of Django, is the batsmen using their feet.
Yes, and maybe that's the reason why.
I saw Patrick Patterson that bowled what said was a dead pitch. Bowl a quick short ball. That's better, but too short.
And well played too, Matthew Forde. He pivoted nicely on the back foot. The timing was great. Picked it off the meat of the bat and got the boundary through forward square. That's a brilliant shot.
Hooper used to pull and hook through forward square in his day.
And there it is. That's a half century. Down to Ali Mohammed at deep fine. And they pick up a single. Matthew Forde is on 50 as he raises his bat to the crowd.
And I find it, I feel like I've been looking at Matthew Forde play so much cricket. He's shown flashes of this, even in the white ball format, where we saw little cameos here and there, whether franchise cricket or at the senior team. Good to see, as you mentioned, him making that transition into red ball, the red ball format, and showing that he is more than capable with the bat. And coming at a set lean.
And Matthew Forde is down the track, and this one is going high in the air and straight back over Isaiah Thorne's head. Has it gone all the way for 6? I believe it has. And yes, it has. Matthew Forde is on the charge.
Yeah, use of the feet. He used his feet against Pumol. He's now using his feet against the seamer as well. And
As Niall Smith is in again. Pulled away. And Niall Smith continues to bowl no balls. It doesn't matter which end. 4 runs for Matthew Forde.
well, you did say when he got to that half century that he loves a short ball. And Niall Smith, they're a genuine half tracker. And thankfully, it's not the white ball format.
Yes, so Anthony Adams, he's in his 11th over, none for 35 so far down the track. Hoisted, that's a big shot. That should clear the ropes and clear it by a long way too. That's a maximum. A great shot once again by Matthew Forde.
Yes, saw him come in and fired it into the pads and still got the treatment because it was so fast. He played through the line and got it in the middle of the bat and 6 runs.
And great use of feet there too. 102 partnership, a century partnership between these two.
Anderson has put down 2. Looknauth now has put down 1. Bad line. Down the leg side. Swept away for 4.
Well, this has not only added salt to the wound, some bleach on that wound as well, because this one has gone for 4 down through long leg. So the runs are coming in gay abandon at the moment, and that's because how this partnership, these guys, their approach to batting, they look men in catching position.
Batting with a level head and still playing his shots. Another 6.
That's a huge one, Sean. Getting under it, pivoted nicely, and smashed Anthony Adams. That's another gorgeous looking stroke.
Yes, and we'll wait and see if he plays with dexterity and elegance or he continues to hit the ball with brute force and power.
Down the track there, and he's
Bowled
gone.
in. Very excellent bowling from Looknauth. Deceived them in the flight, played across the line and bowled down.
Is he pulled down or is he stumped? We'll have to watch this back again. That's bowled.
Yep.
Ball clipping the leg stump. Maybe one more time we're going to have a look at this. He's blocking our view. Yes, bowled down. Clearly the ball hitting the leg stump. That was brilliant bowling once again. We were mentioning, Sean, how he's getting the ball to turn. And that one turned viciously from outside the line of the off stump to hit the top of the leg stump.
Very impressed with the work of the debutant in first class cricket, Looknauth. As I said, he listens to people when they advise him. He knows who to listen to. Don't take the advice from everybody. But even if the Norman, the juice man, tells him something, he would listen. Not necessarily implement what Norman says, but he would listen. That's the type of character.
Well, I've just been told that Akeem Jordan is actually playing for the combined campuses and colleges. Down the
that's
track, he's
stumped.
good. Yes.
Brilliantly stumped. Down the track, missed everything, but Savory did not. Took the bails off in a flash. So
Yes, and
another wicket going down.
And after playing a fantastic innings of 82 from 19 ball, Matthew Forde threw caution to the wind, came down to the left arm spinner, and was just beaten all ends up. And he's a goner stump. Brilliant work by Savory. But I'm sure that his dugout going to feel pretty happy with the way he has played. To ensure Barbados Pride gets a competitive total.
What do you think will happen to your team? We're
Big appeal for a catch at the wicket, given out. So that's the 9th wicket going down here for Barbados Pride. And the Harpy Eagles, with their wings spread, is ruling the roost in this last few minutes of play here. 312 now.
2 and 2 for Pamal.
In the circumstances, a fine job and a fine shot too onto the back foot, and this is hit away by Cheemer Holder through extra cover and away to the boundary for 4. What a fine shot by Holder. Look at this one. Just give him the width outside the line of the off stump, the off spinner. You want to get it a little bit closer here. Maybe that's the reason why put it a little bit wider. These are our boys on that manual scoreboard, and they've done a fantastic job throughout the entire day.
That's gone high and hard and over the head of long on for 6.
Yes, that's a brave hit here by Chimar Holder. It's gone on to how much? 16 with that shot. Great shot. Good pick up and deliver.
But
But if go ahead.
But if I was Looknauth, I wouldn't too mind. That's one of the players I want to see make big scores.
Matthew Nandu.
Yeah.
Well, this man has played a big shot
And that's-
over mid-wicket. That's going to be a maximum once again. So he's fighting some fire here while it's not fast bowling. That was tossed up and given the treatment.
Yeah.
Bang for 6.
The idea was good, but the execution of the batter was better. The idea of the bowler. So he's more confident in him now. Lovely shot.
Yes, and stylish and beating the cover too. That's going to run pretty close. It's going to kiss the rope now. And that's 4 runs to Jair McAllister. Well played. Onto the back foot, beating the fielder and getting the boundary.
Guyana has to be careful that this doesn't get out of hand. They want to finish this now as quick as possible. Even if they bowl them out now, they would still not get to bat because 10 minutes is the break and it's
been a good start across the region for this 2025 CWI 4-day championship.
and at least I've got my wish, 100 on day 1.
Yes, and that was smashed to the right of that Smith, Niall Smith. Apparently he didn't see what was happening. That's the reason why he's spreading the arms and saying, where was this ball going? He just lost everything. It was catchable height. Whether or not he was in that corridor to take the catch is another story, but he apparently missed it badly.
Maybe the lights had something to do with it.
I'm not too certain. This is the time, when the lighting system will take real effect. And it can be that period too.
Yeah, when the twilight.
Right, it
yeah,
can
the
happen.
twilight period.
But he didn't pick it up whatsoever.
No.
Big swing again. And the catch is now taken down at extra cover. That's the end of the Barbados Pride innings. 346 all out. Anthony Adams gets his wicket. First wicket in the game. 1 for 54 in his 13th over. So the Pride has finally folded. The Harpy Eagles have gotten their opposition out.
So that's the end of the first day's play. Barbados making 446. 346 all out in 84.3 overs. And 3 batters making half centuries. And that's why they got such a big score.
Yes, so just to remind all of you that Pride won the toss this morning, and they decided that they're going to take first strike. 346 for 9. I think it's a very competitive total. It's a pity that they couldn't take their innings into the second day. Congrats to the Harpy Eagles. It had to be a fight by the defending champions. It was not all rosy out in the middle. We haven't seen the best of Niall Smith today. Sean, number of no balls, wasn't at full throttle. He's an all-out fast bowler. He will be bothered by that.